I'm going to do a video review on mainly this sub. I've also hooked up my passive speaker, which is I use for this mixer here. It's an LEM mixer. It's not the best mixer and it is quite heavy, but it does the job for just mucking around with. And then we've got the main mix, which I use for work. It's kind of broken at the same time. Like if I select a preset like 20, it won't select. But I've just realised something. If I switch it off and I switch it back on, it's stuck to 28. Yeah, it won't be able to select, which is a shame really. So that's what the sub's powering off, and then we've got my laptop over here. So let's just get on with doing a sound test. Now, bearing in mind there's a lot of stuff in here, so if you hear quite a lot of rattling, you'll know it's not just the sub, it's other things that I've got in the shed as well, like this frame here, for instance, could rattle. So let's get you one here. So now we'll do some testing. So I'll try the song on deck A and then we'll move to B. Because it's from YouTube, it won't sound as loud. As you can see, it's vibrating quite a bit, and it's rattling the whole shed. So it depends what's in the shed, but yeah, I can feel it rattling at the back. So now I'll add some sound and see what that does. So as you can see, it makes a huge difference when you add some sound to it. Yes, the cab rattles, but it's because of the environment. You need to tone the frequency at the back in terms of the room. This is not ideal for this because I've got things on the floor, I've got things lying around like cardboard and stuff. But I've got to admit, when you add the sound to it, it kind of drowns out the overall sort of cab rattle. You can't really hear the rattle when the sound's playing at the top. So I think in a hall you'll be absolutely fine. Even in a hall it'll sound a lot louder than this. So let's try the other song, which has got the vocals on deck B. So there, let's try this. How about that some sound? that sounds pretty good. And also you've got to bear in mind my microphone is not the best. It does sound a little bit muffled when you have a lot of bass, so that's why I've stepped you away from the sub. So yeah, I'm really impressed. There's another song I'd like to try as well. So I'd like to try various one. It is called, yeah, I can't even pronounce it, Different Heaven. And it's Nick, it's not Nick, it's Nekozilla. Actually can't pronounce it. Zilla? Nedzilla? I can't pronounce it. So yeah, let's try that one. So you can see the cabs rattling. We've also got to bear in mind it's the pole as well, because the pole hasn't got enough weight to. And you've got to admit, well, that's a bit too loud, but you've got to see that when you go on a haul, you'll never need to go that loud anyways. But yeah, it does rattle the cab, but you've got to then tone it down to the point where it's not too rattly. That did rattle, but when we played the other songs, it was absolutely fine. We weren't getting that sort of rattle too much. So normally, if that rattles, my RCFs do that as well when they're turned up too loud. But you only hear that at the front, at the back, not at the front. So if, for instance, I was using my RCFs, which are 400 watts, right, and that's sub 600 watts. So when the actual volume of the RCFs are going to drown out that initial vibrate, and obviously you've got to admit, you've got to, I mean, I'll show you. There's things like this on the floor, which is metal bits, you know, and all of these things can rattle. So it's not in an ideal, I mean, especially that there. I mean, that right next to a sub. I mean, it was a lot worse when I didn't have any rubber feet on it. It came with a packet of rubber feet. So there you go. So that's the sub and speaker. And those are the RCFs that I use. So I think it should be absolutely fine. And then we've got I've got various other things in here as well. So before I show you up close to the sub, I just want to say a few things. I be brutally honest with you, I was not going to buy a sub at all. I just thought, nah. I've seen the comments on YouTube saying the sub on the Skytech and the Echo, which are similar to these, they're crap, they're rubbish, there's no bass, etc. And I just thought, nah, I'm not going to get one. And then when I got mentioned a couple of times at a gig, oh, you should have some big speakers at the front, and I thought, well, and it was an excuse to get a sub. And I looked at them, I thought the ones I really want were £800 each, and they weigh an absolute ton. They've got caster wheels, they're big, they're heavy. I only do like small gigs and discos and etc. So I only want something just a little bit more powerful. So I did my research and I found these Evolution, I think you pronounce them, on Why Buy New, £89, 50% off. So I'm saving about 90 quid, 89 quid, which is fantastic. And I looked at the reviews, and 8 out of 10 people gave it a 5-star rating, saying it's a good sub, it's lightweight, it's got a really good rich bass to it, etc, etc. And then it got me thinking, the people who are actually just criticising something or judging it by the book of its cover, you need to understand that the camera that the person might use might be crap, the phone camera and microphone might be crap. The room, like this, there's metal things lying around, it's going to rattle everywhere. It's crap environment for a sub. It's not ideal for a sub. It rattles everywhere. And you've got to think about your setup as well. If you've got a shitty pair of speakers hooked up to your computer, you're only going to get what you're going to hear. And I watched a video on this Evolution sub, and someone commented below because he said that you keep saying you're going to do a demonstration of how the sub sounds, but they don't. And the reason being is because people will say, oh, it sounds like rubbish, but it's not that. It's what people are using to film on. So you need to understand that you might criticise this video and say, oh, that sub sounds crap, but I'm telling you now, it's not crap. It sounds really good. I'll admit it does rattle the cab a little bit, but I spoke to somebody, I don't know, my friend David, who works at theatre and done theatre for many years now, and he says that if you override a sub, the cab will rattle. You need to get the EQ right. You need to get it right. You can't, if you put too much bass to it, you're going to get a rattle. So you need to find the balance between not bassy and not too bassy, somewhere in the middle. Now, if you turn the bass down on these and you crank it up, it is going to sound distorted. So you might as well give it quite a bit of bass and not turn it up too much. So keep it in the middle. That's what I would say if you were going to get a sub. And the best thing to do, and I got told this by a professional DJ, is that you put the subs under the table next to each other. That will create a much hard, deeper bass, because you're not going to lose any bass. It's just going to travel forwards. If you have your speakers and your subs away from each other, you're going to lose quite a lot of bass. That's what I was told. Now, the reason why I went and gone for the pole, because I wanted to try it for myself, and if I think, yeah, it actually sounds better on the floor, that is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to buy another sub. I'm going to buy another pole, which I'm going to show you in a second. And once I get some money off another gig, I'm going to buy myself some brand new speaker stands, and they're going to be by Gravity, because the fixture on Gravity is literally unbreakable. So let's get closer up to the sub. Let's hear it up close. I'll show you the back and etc. And you'll get a gist of what it actually sounds like up close. So yeah, the sub a little bit closer. As you can see, the brand there. It's pretty hard to focus on it because the lighting here is not brilliant. So I'll show you the back of it. Here it is. It's trying to adjust. There you go. So that's it there. You've got your two knobs, one's the frequency and one is the volume of the bass. And here is my Gravity stand, which I absolutely love. I've kept this piece on here because I just like it. It just like sort of advertises it kind of thing. I love it. And it's just great. I mean, just feels so comfortable. It's just really good. And I also got these Novel. These are really high quality cable. I got told by Leon, who's a DJ, says buy these because they'll last a lifetime, and they do. Like, they're great. If they break, you've got a lifetime warranty, so you don't have to buy any more. Can't really hear the cab rattle when you've got a really high speaker going, like a 67 decibel speaker rated at 100 watts and 60 watt RMS. Really drowns out the thump. Sounds great. think it's had its enough now. The amp's sort of, yeah, it's going. I knew it would, but I didn't know quite when. Oh, no, I think it's had its day. Yeah, this is like so breaking. Oh, what a shame. I think it's had its day now. Oh no. Unless it's the back here's just rattled its oh, what a shame. Yeah, so this is the back of the speaker. I've used an adapter actually as well, because I actually don't have the right bit. Oh no, yeah, I think the amp's just gone now. It's alive! It still works fine. It was the output on the speaker, it rattled it. It's absolutely fine. So as you can see, it can go quite loud with that on there. It's actually quite a good, it's an okay amp. It just sounds a bit tinny, but if you're just using that and you plug the tape output off that and use your sub, that'll be pretty good. That'll be alright. I'm just not really keen on the tweeter, it sounds a bit naff. But anyways, that's that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video on the sub and speaker. I've got to apologise, the camera on my phone, on the old phone, is terrible. It's not, but it's just the line situations in there is rubbish, and the microphone wasn't the best either. I would have used my newer phone, but the storage on here just keeps cutting out, and the amount of times it's stopped halfway through a video and I have to start again, it would just be too stressful for us, so I just opted to use that phone instead, because it's got a removable storage on it, so I thought that I'm just going to use that. But anyways, I did get a comment off my mum saying that she could feel the vibrations on a couch, and that was on the other side of the house, so that's a plus side, I guess. So the bass does travel, so that's something. But she told me just to get one. It says you don't really need another, but it's not up to her, it's up to me. And that is only a small place, you know. The gig that I do is quite a good sized large hall, so there will definitely be a follow-up on the sub in a hall, especially if I get two. I'll probably try and find another device that I've got, because I've got plenty of phones lying around. As you can probably see, there's some there, there's some on there, you know, there's plenty of phones lying around, so I could probably just grab another one and maybe try again and just do a quick sort of test or whatever. If you want to see more stuff, there is more stuff on my Instagram page. There's more like uncopyrighted music's on there, so if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the description. But anyways, I'm going to end this video here. Cheers for watching, hope to see you guys again, and lasses, cheers, bye.